To geographers and environmental scientists, the environment refers to one's surroundings, including all the living and non-living factors with which people, animals, and other organisms coexist. In this lecture, we will examine the environmental challenges of the world to include ecosystems, ecological concepts, environmental degradation, and common property resources. These topics are important to geographers to pinpoint and understand how human interactions affect the environment and where we need to focus our efforts to create a sustainable world. The study of the environment can best be done by examining the interactions of the various components called ecosystems. Ecosystems are the living organisms, their physical environment, and the flows of energy like heat, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nutrients cycling through them. People are a part of the ecosystem. The estuary, as shown in the photo, is an aquatic ecosystem in Santa Barbara County, California. The complexity of an ecosystem derives from its biodiversity, or the variety of species contained within it, but in fact all ecosystems are interconnected and together they constitute the biosphere, the zone of the earth, extending from the soil and waters to the lower parts of the atmosphere that supports and includes living organisms. The first law of ecology is that everything is interconnected, and therefore geographers consider how humans interact with the environment. What do humans do to modify, change, destroy, adapt, or create the environment around them? To help answer these questions, we first examine what nature has to offer in the way of natural capital. Natural capital refers to the goods and services provided by nature and include renewable resources, non-renewable resources, the Earth's biodiversity, and the ecosystems. The first three constitute the goods that are provided by the natural environment, and the fourth is the services or natural processes that occur within the natural world. The Earth has an abundance of natural resources that are categorized as either renewable, which are replenished naturally or through human intervention, like planting a tree, or non-renewable, which are considered finite because they are not self-replenishing or take an extremely long time to renew, and once they are used, they are gone forever. However, total depletion of non-renewable resources will rarely occur because of economic depletion, which exists when it is no longer economically viable to extract it. In other words, it would cost more to extract it than its economic value. As a rule of thumb, economic depletion occurs when about 80% of the resource is extracted. Sustainable yield, on the other hand, is the term applied to renewable resources and refers to the maximum quantity of a resource that can be harvested or used without impairing its ability to renew or replenish itself. However, this is often applied as a species-specific basis, not the entire ecosystem itself. Therefore, the term ecological sustainable yield is preferred, which then takes into account the entire ecosystem approach of extracting or harvesting renewable resources. For example, fish stocks and forest resources are renewable if they are sustainably harvested. The top photo shows a large net trapping tuna off the coast of southern Spain. In the Mediterranean Sea, recent catches of the endangered bluefin tuna, a prized fish for sushi, have been more than 3 times the established sustainable yield. Nearly 1/3 of the world's harvested fish stocks are overfished. The bottom photo shows the promotion of responsible forest management. The International Forest Stewardship Council, FSC, certifies wood harvested from forests that are sustainably managed. Compliance with guidelines in order to obtain FSC certification is voluntary. Environmental degradation, which is defined as the impairment of one or more physical properties, occurs both naturally and by humans. When degradation is caused by humans, either directly or indirectly, it is said to be caused by anthropogenic activities or human-induced activities. Furthermore, environmental degradation occurs when one or more of the following conditions occur. 1. When a resource is used at a rate faster than its rate of replenishment. 2. When human activities impair the long-term productivity or biodiversity of a location. And/or 3. When concentrations of pollutants exceeds recognized standards for maximum allowable levels. On the flip side, some human activities are beneficial for the environment and are restorative to the habitats. For example, the photos show the Riverine Wetland Restoration Program. In the top photo, intrusive woody vegetation along the Central Platte River in Nebraska degraded the wetland habitat and clogged the river channel. Restoration work, as shown in the bottom photo, removed the intrusive vegetation to recreate a wetland environment. Migratory waterfowl, some of which are endangered, use the islands and sandbars in the river to roost. Common property resources, which are natural resources, equipment, or facilities that are shared by a well-defined community of users, can also be a considerable problem for environmental degradation, especially if everyone uses that common property to their individual maximum. For example, the photos illustrate two types of common property resources. The photo on the left shows women in Cameroon collecting non-timber forest products. Common property in forest includes timber and non-timber resources such as berries, seeds, leaves, and oils. The photo on the right shows a Maasai pastoralist in Tanzania. Historically, the Maasai have managed their pasture lands as common property resources. Since the 1980s, however, their pastures have been subdivided into individual ranches, in effect enclosing the commons. Open access resources, which are goods that no single person can claim exclusive right to and that are available to everyone, may be harder to control. They are such things as air, open seas, solar energy, national parks, and outer space. Please pause the video and answer the following. Explain why environmental degradation has both cost and benefits to our ecosystems, and give an example of each. In your own words, using the text as a guide, be thorough and specific with your answer.